What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Starcraft 2 video. This one is between two players on the WCS Pro circuit. Spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner of 16-bit LE, playing with the Red Terran pieces. He's currently up in this series and wants to keep this series rolling in his favor. His name is SpeCial. And his opponent, spawning in the cross position, playing with the blue Protoss pieces. There is a Protoss player in this game, and his name is none other than MaNa. Gotta say, MaNa and SpeCial, what an intense game number one. It felt that SpeCial really dictated the pace of game number one. And so now the question is if you are MaNa, what do you do in this situation? We're talking a lot is on the line, because this is, of course, the WCS in Austin was the semifinal of that tournament. And so, of course, if you win these games, which is a best-of-5 series, you move on to none other than the grand finals and a chance at punching your ticket to none other than BlizzCon, which, of course, is the biggest tournament of the year in StarCraft 2. That said, though, SpeCial won game number one. It was a very, it was a pretty convincing win, to say the least, simply because he took out MaNa's third base twice, and that really kind of told the tale of the tape. It just felt like MaNa from that point onward could really not do much as far as really building up a big enough army to take on SpeCial's army. And that said, though, we are going to have to see what MaNa decides to do here in this game number two. Does look like he's going to go for that gateway into, of course, the natural nexus, and then of course the cybernetics core follow-up. And so it's going to be very interesting, to say the least. It looks like SpeCial's going to go for a quick natural command center as well. Both players kind of gave each other a good amount of respect in game number one. I would love to see if that's going to be the case in this game. Are we going to get a little bit of some cheese at some point? Would be very interesting, simply because the TvP matchup is, there's a lot of mind games that go on in this matchup. I mean, you want to talk about StarCraft 2 as a whole, has a ton of mind games that go on, but the TvP matchup is a very interesting, very interesting in StarCraft 2, and I really do enjoy watching this matchup unfold, because a lot of times you'll see, of course, the greatest players in the world really go at it, and there's a lot of opportunities, of course, for micro and just macroing up a really big force. And of course, when you're talking about these two players in particular, they do go for cheese, and I would say SpeCial goes for cheese quite a bit, but both of them know how to play the long drawn-out game. And I'm wondering if that's something that we might see here today between these two players, or are we gonna get an all-out assault by one of these players? It'd be very interesting. But that being said, we are going to go ahead and we're going to see, of course, the factory going down for SpeCial, followed up by the starport. We are going to see a Cyclone coming out of the factory. Now, I would love to see him go for some pretty heavy Cyclone play. I love watching the Cyclone play by a Terran player. Absolutely, they're a lot of fun to watch. That said, though, we are going to see, of course, the Warp Gate is being researched, as well as that Stargate. We are going to see a Phoenix coming out now. And the Phoenix is probably going to try to get a little bit of some scouting information. There is already one on the opposite side of the map. Trying to get a little bit of that scouting information, see if there's any kind of timings as far as the higher tier tech structures are concerned. Warp Gate's finished up just now for MaNa. And it looks like MaNa's feeling pretty confident. He's going to go for that third Nexus right here and right now. So, I mean, I like that decision a lot, actually, to go for the quick Nexus, quick third Nexus. He feels that he's got, he's got some time to kind of build up a big force and like a really booming economy. So I like the decision a lot to go ahead and do that. That said, we are going to see two more gateways coming out of MaNa as well. And then we're going to see followed up by a Forge as well, of course, as a Twilight Council. So Twilight Council and a Forge, we're probably going to see those, those +1 upgrades coming in for the ground-based units for MaNa, possibly. And that said, we are going to see 3 Phoenixes, and there's more and more that are coming out on that production tab. So we're going to have to keep an eye on how many of these Phoenixes is MaNa planning on getting. Looks like he's really just trying to see if there's any possible openings. We are seeing an engineering bay now going down for SpeCial to start getting his upgrades. But that said, both players, like I was saying, are really kind of just giving each other a lot of respect. They gave each other a lot of respect in game number 1. Looks like we're kind of getting something similar here in this game. And I really think, though, what MaNa wants to see is when is that 3rd base going to start going down? Because at this point, MaNa can really take an advantage as far as the economy is concerned, and now we're seeing the drop play. Okay, so this is what SpeCial does best. I think he's one of the best players on the planet when it comes to the Terran drop play. And so I would love to see, how aggressive is he going to get? Now we are going, okay, so mass recall was called there, so something happened. MaNa saw something. He must have seen that this was coming, and this would be a very huge pickup if he's able to get a couple of these medevacs. That would be absolutely massive because they're going to be right on top of them. And it looks like just in the nick of time, though, SpeCial is going to drop all of these Marines down. He's going to try to do as much damage as possible. Looks like there might be enough here, though. The little some pickups of these Phoenixes is definitely going to be very helpful. It looks like SpeCial was really hoping to do a lot more damage than this. They're in a pretty good spot, though, at this point. They are getting a few kills here and there, but nothing crazy as of yet. And here we go. We're going to see now the medevac, another medevac drop is going to be happening. Charge is finished up now for MaNa. And once again, SpeCial is the one trying to dictate the pace of the game. And see, this is how SpeCial wins games. When it comes to his drop play, as well as just being aggressive, I've noticed so many times, I would love to see a statistic on SpeCial. When he's aggressive, what is his win-loss ratio like? What does that look like when he is aggressive and stays aggressive throughout the course of a game? I'd love to see that, because I have seen this guy, when he is aggressive, he is very difficult to beat. That said, though, here we go. We are going to see some micro by those Marines. Going to have to be very careful moving in here, but here, this is what SpeCial does best. He is going to try to go ahead and get as many kills. The drop is going to come in with those Widow Mines. Beautiful play here, and it does look like MaNa is going to try to pounce on this army here. Beautiful play there by MaNa. Really kind of shutting down everything that SpeCial was kind of planning there. He lost pretty much all of those Widow Mines except for one. It looks like more drop play is going to happen. So I love the decision making to go ahead and stay aggressive, because I feel when you're playing a player of the caliber of MaNa, you really need to stay aggressive. You have to contain MaNa and keep him in his home bases and not let him move across the map, and really just dictate like I said, the pace of the game. Of course, that third command center is down now, but I gotta say, even though SpeCial's ahead of the supply, I'm a little bit concerned, simply because MaNa's been playing this so well, and he's so far ahead as far as, his economy is concerned. He's probably going to be getting a 4th base here shortly. We're seeing more and more drop play coming in by SpeCial. It's not seeming to work as of right now. SEV is just kind of chilling on this side of the map. I don't know what this SEV is thinking, but he is just hanging out, looking at the wall. And it looks like now he's moving. All right. So it does look like, there's a couple Widow Mines here that are at, the front gates, essentially, of SpeCial. Going to try to do a little bit of some damage if they can. Of course, if there's a little bit of an attack. But it does look like MaNa is moving out with those Phoenixes. It does look like they're going to get the pickups on a couple of those Widow Mines, and they do. Nice play there by MaNa. He has his observer in such a good spot. Wait a minute. I don't know where that observer went. The observer must have moved away or something. Could have swore I saw him. But that said, it does look like there's a little bit of some draw play on the opposite side here, where we are going to see a couple of those Zealots. So MaNa's kind of trying to play this off a little bit as well, as far as trying to get some kills, but there's more drop play coming in. There's just things happening all over the map here, and I love this by both these players, really trying to stay aggressive on either side of the map. Is both players. I mean, they're really just trying to stay as aggressive as possible, and it looks like, SpeCial does not want to allow MaNa to really have a lot of time to just build up a massive force, because we're starting to see disruptors come out. And this is where it could get scary if you are going up against the Protoss player, because right now he's going up on his 4th base. Disruptors are out. Colossus is out. Blink is being researched right now. Upgrades are going to be coming in. The same can be said, though, for SpeCial. Those +2/+2 upgrades. And it does look like, here we go, there's going to be a massive drop over at this natural expansion. Looks like a lot of these units are going to try to do as much damage as they can. The question is it going to be enough? Here we go. SpeCial is doing a lot of damage, and this is forcing the entire army back over towards that natural expansion. This is beautiful play here by SpeCial. You're going to get that natural expansion. This is exactly what SpeCial wanted. Now the question is, are you going to overextend, though? And it doesn't look like he is going to overextend as of yet. I'm not sure. Are you kind of just leaving these units here to be sacrificed? Still trying to do some damage. It does look like this probably will get cleaned up at some point or another. That extended thermal lance, which is the range on these Colossus, is already been researched. But here we go. We're going to see Vikings coming in now. And so I'm wondering now, it does look like MaNa is starting to move out. He was kind of a little bit... he just really didn't decide what he wanted to do, if he wanted to stay home or if he wanted to move out. And I wonder if this is going to force him to kind of start moving across the map, trying to do a little bit of some damage to SpeCial, because once again, SpeCial is dictating the pace of this game. Now here's the thing, though, is that we have a 4th base up by MaNa, even though his 3rd base is being retaken right now. What I think MaNa didn't do in the first game, beautiful disruptor hits. The one thing that MaNa did not do in game number 1 that I think he needs to do in game number 2 is he needs to really kind of just try to exploit SpeCial in one way or another by simply moving across the map and trying to do some damage, which he just didn't do. And it feels right now that he just is not... He's kind of not making up his mind as to what he wants to do. Does he want to attack or does he want to stay at home? He has got a death ball right now. And if he just continues moving forward, I think this is going to be very hard for SpeCial to stop. We are approaching that 13-minute mark, and here we go. We are going to see MaNa starting to move out. He's got a scary army here, and there is a lot of units here. We, of course, have the planetary fortress that is down, but there is going to be a lot of units here. Here's the question, though. Are they going to overextend? It looks like there might just be a little bit of an overextension coming in by MaNa, but beautiful play by SpeCial, holding on, keeping that planetary fortress alive, and here comes some more drop play. So this is what SpeCial does. SpeCial plays, he has a very, very fun strategy to watch. He will, consistently be trying to put the pressure on his opponent. And here we go. Once again, MaNa's going to start to move in. Is there going to be enough here? Oh, those disruptor hits are just absolutely devastating. But here we go. We are going to see some of these disruptors are starting to go down. But I just wonder, once again, SpeCial is going to get this natural expansion. He's doing a lot of damage. Just absolutely beautiful play here by SpeCial. Really, whenever MaNa's trying to get an advantage, somehow, some way, SpeCial is just doing so much damage, and he's still doing damage across the map. He is just getting kill after kill after kill, and I don't know why he's picking up right now. But he must be distracted because on the other side of the map, there is more action going on. And once again, you got to be so careful when it comes down to this, because when you're talking about things happening all over the map, we are talking a lot of things are happening. It does look like one of those medevacs does go down. But wow, what an intense matchup, man, between these two players. Once again, SpeCial's trying to get as much value out of these units as possible. And it looks like this is almost forcing all of MaNa's army back home. mean, just unbelievable play here by SpeCial. Looks like MaNa, though, I mean, he is smart to head back home and just kind of regroup. He's going to take another base. And I really think that what's kept SpeCial actually in this game so far is simply the drop play. His drop play has been absolutely on point, and it's been keeping MaNa at home. And this is what I mean by SpeCial needs to dictate the pace of the game consistently throughout. We are going to see once again MaNa's army is starting to move out. He does have a pretty scary army still. He's got a lot of disruptors. He's got one immortal and a lot of stalkers here. These liberators are really helpful, though. They are helping out a lot in the grand scheme of things. So that said, the question that lies is now MaNa is going to go right after this planetary fortress. Oh, the question is, though, these liberators, he's got a lot of liberators are out. So MaNa's trying to figure out, he's trying to get an angle somewhat here on his opponent. Does look like those disruptor hits, if they do hit, they are going to be absolutely devastating. But just like that, once again, oh, those disruptor hits, they're just barely not hitting. Oh, and just as I say that, they do hit it. Man, they hurt that army big time. And it does look like now MaNa, is he going to have a chance to kind of move in here? Because all that's really remaining are some liberators. There's still an army, of course. But they're going to go right after those liberators, and all beautiful play here. This is exactly what MaNa wanted. He wanted to have his opportunity. Oh my God, the disruptor hits once again, going after so many of those SEVs. Beautiful play here by MaNa. Oh, that hurts so badly to SpeCial. Just beautiful play here. And once again, MaNa's, he's taken his bases. He's not phased too much, it seems, as to losing that natural expansion twice already, which he basically, he lost his, third base in game number 1 twice as well. Now ghosts are coming out, and this is where it's going to get very interesting. Infantry armor level 3 is going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds for SpeCial. So here's the deal. Who's got the advantage? Because it looks like MaNa wants to just completely overwhelm this army. He's got so many units here. The question is it going to be a little bit of an overextension is the question. MaNa once again not making up his mind as to what he really wants to do. I think it might have been smart not fighting into that planetary fortress, kind of regrouping once again. He's doing a lot of damage. He's ahead in the supply. So here's the deal. We're approaching 18 minutes into this game, and it has been absolutely intense on both sides. We're seeing more drop play coming in now for SpeCial, and once again, MaNa looks like he's going to start to move out. He wants to start moving in again, possibly, and he's kind of backing off again. So he's just trying, both players are really just trying to toy with each other to see who is going to make the biggest mistake to win this game. And wow, it's hard to tell right now. I mean, I got to say, MaNa is playing a very smart game. I think that he obviously does not want to allow his opponent to really expand anymore. But SpeCial is still being a complete and utter nuisance. Doing damage here and there for sure. I mean, that's, doing SpeCial-like things. This is what he does so well. Wow, man, what a great matchup. SpeCial once again just trying to be a nuisance, just going after so many of these probes. He's been getting just kill after kill after kill. And once again, it looks like at this point, MaNa is out for blood. He looks like he's looking for this army that's just roaming around. But they're going to start moving in, it looks like, possibly to this planetary fortress again. Trying to do as much damage as possible. Looks like they want to try to have an angle here. Blink is initiated, but here, those disruptor hits, man, are just, they can be so deadly. And here we go, though. SpeCial once again is going after what is the 4th base location, or I should say the 3rd base location. He gets that 3rd base and flies away. Beautiful play here. Now, here's the thing, though. Okay, it doesn't look like these stalkers are going to be able to do as much damage. Could they possibly, though? Could they? Oh, it looks like they might be flying right in there. Could be flying right in there. Oh, beautiful. Got one of them. So MaNa playing his opponent like a book, and here we go. Fourth command center is down. Everything points to this is SpeCial's game. This is his game. If he loses this, it's going to become because of serious mistakes at some point. Because, you know, he has got such a great opportunity here to win this game. The disruptor hits are very scary, though. You got to be very careful. And it looks like, oh, I don't know if I like this. SpeCial is moving in on this. Oh, this is really painful. And it looks like those disruptor hits are doing a lot of damage. I don't know if I like this decision making whatsoever. And the disruptor hit, oh, doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but he does get all those liberators, and that's not good. That is not good. It looks like there is there's another liberator that's coming out. We have another one on the production tab, but I don't know. That was not an engagement that I would have probably thought SpeCial would take. And as I was saying, I really do think that it's going to take SpeCial doing, not making, doing something that's not a good decision, and MaNa doing something that really is helpful to him and making a great decision in order for the tides to kind of turn here. I just feel that SpeCial, even though the supplies are so similar, there's no reason why SpeCial should not do this. He's done so much damage up to this point. But here we go. Once again, it looks like MaNa is trying to really pounce on this army once again. And the question is part of the army is on the opposite side of the map. Oh, those disruptor hits! So huge right now for MaNa. He is doing so much damage. He's going after none other than this 5th base location. Will he get it, though, is the question, or is this going to be a little bit of an overextension? He does get it. Beautiful play there by MaNa, getting that 4th base, but at the same time, SpeCial's on the opposite side, pretty much going an eye for an eye. Could he get this? It looks like he will get that 3rd or 4th base once again. Wow. What an insane matchup. We are passing that 22-minute mark, and really at this point, you really wonder who is ahead. I gotta say SpeCial is ahead right now. He's ahead simply because he has contained his opponent to a degree, and every time that MaNa seems to have gotten an edge or gets a base of SpeCial gets a base right back. And he's got another base that's of course has gone up close to that top right left-hand side of the map. I don't know, man. This is such an interesting engagements that both these players are taking. There's just been activity all over the map, and this is why I love the TvP matchup. It's a really fun matchup simply because there's just a lot of times there's things happening all over the place, and the unit compositions are just so much fun to watch. I mean, these disruptors are just so deadly. If MaNa can win a match, and this could be a big pickup, getting some of these SEVs for free would be absolutely huge. And once again, he's going to go right after what would be that 5th base location. He does get it. Very nice play here by MaNa. That's a huge pickup, getting a lot of SEVs as well. Oh, and these disruptors, you got to be so careful. Wow. Just beautiful play here by both players. Really, just incredible play. And somehow, some way, MaNa is just working his way back into this thing. The disruptor hits are just so deadly. You got to be so careful. Oh, wow. These disruptor hits, man. Whoa. Keeping MaNa in the game right now. And it does look like SpeCial wants to take an eye for an eye once again. But the question is he going to be overextending a little bit here? Got to be very careful. A little bit of that micro is going to be coming in. But the question is now those disruptors, oh my god, the disruptor hits. It's just painful to watch all these units going down, just getting destroyed. And GG is called. And finally, MaNa, somehow, some way, is able to kind of work his way back into the game and overwhelm SpeCial by one mistake that SpeCial may have made there with just a little bit of possibly an overextension on MaNa's side of the map, and the surround by MaNa evening up the score. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between SpeCial and MaNa, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.